Hey everybody, welcome back to Grey Skies Dark Waters. Now, I don't think there's much more left to the game, so this might as well be the last video. And I'm kind of hoping it is, because I really want to go to bed. I'm so tired. So last time we were at the park, we talked to Merle, did some things, and we're back home now with 4 things left to do on the on our to-do list. So I'm hoping we can finish it all 4 now, and well, end the game. So we gotta find the phone. We let's see, look for more on Dad's journal. See if Gus has any. All right, so we gotta go upstairs now. I could have used the other room, but whatever. Okay. Let's hope Gus is still in his room. Yeah, there he is. Alright, let's see what he has to say.
Hey Gus, I got a question for you. Do you know anything about Bernadette Simmons?
Bernadette Simmons. That name sounds familiar, but Can you tell me some more?
Sure. Let's see.
She also disappeared without a trace.
Oh, her. Yeah, now I remember. The beach at the park is named after her, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, yeah. I do know a little. I checked a book on Alon County history out of the library last year. Did you know that in 1869, crabs rained out of the sky?
Seriously?
They'd been swept up by a freak tornado, then deposited on the town. The book said that everybody thought it was the apocalypse.
That is funny.
Raining blue crabs. Anyway, Bernadette Simmons. Henry Simmons married her after he'd gotten rich and started building Tintagel. He just showed up one day with her and was all, "This is my wife, everybody!" Which was weird because no one could figure out where she was from. You'd think Henry Simmons would marry a Rockefeller cousin or something, but no. He married Bernadette. Apparently, people in Avett's Landing started thinking that she was a witch from New Orleans because she was so strange, and she had a bunch of miscarriages. Then, she just disappeared. The case was never solved.
Just like Vivian.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yep.
A little, I guess. Why'd you want to know?
I thought it might have something to do with Mom's case.
Maybe, but probably not. Just because the cases sound similar doesn't mean a disappearance that long ago had anything to do with Mom. If you looked harder, you could probably find plenty of people who disappeared under similar circumstances.
But Avett's Landing has never been that big. Don't you think that if there were other unsolved disappearances, people would know?
In a place like this? If everybody, even me, knows that Sarah Beth Willis had to go to rehab because she got drunk too much, there's no way that anyone could keep something like a disappearance quiet. This place has been around for a while, though. People forget things.
Well, with enough power, you can do anything, I guess.
How did you find out about Sarah Beth?
Someone told me at school. That's how everybody finds out about everything.
I guess.
Gossip.
All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Alright, let's see again. What is this? Do you know anything? Alright.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about a diary of Dad's floating around here, would you?
Diary? What? No.
Oh, he's lying. You can just hear it in the voice. He's definitely lying.
Okay, you're lying.
How'd you know?
Because you paused before you said anything, and you wiggled your eyebrows a little bit as you were talking. It's called a tell.
I know what a tell is, but do I do that every time I'm trying to, cover up the truth?
Probably.
Ugh, darn it. I'll have to practice my poker face. Anyway, look under my bed. There are some pages there. You can read them, but give them back when you're done.
Where did you find them?
They were in Dad's briefcase. And they looked interesting, so I took them. Are you going to tell him?
Of course not.
No, of course not.
Okay. Good. He'd be so mad at me.
Yeah, probably. But don't worry. I have no desire to get you or me into that kind of trouble. Thanks for telling me, Gus. I appreciate it.
No problem. Amateur detectives always help each other out, right?
I keep getting the pages from has been added. Alright, let's do that.
I'll talk.
Come on, there we go. Under the bed. I wonder if it's like the whole journal
There
or
it is.
just a few more pages. November 10th, then 25th, and then we jump to December 13th, 24th, and 26th. Huh.
I know Dad was planning on running errands this afternoon. Maybe now would be a good time to see if I can poke around his office.
Oh, B&E. Alright. That sounds like fun. Let's see if he's still downstairs, though. So what do you guys think about this game? Do you like it? Is it interesting, or is it kind of boring you? To me, it's just fascinating. I really love the setting, the story.
It's still locked. I wonder if Violet knows how to get in. Or Gus. Or Merle.
Oh god, we have to go back to every single one of them to ask. I guess I can start with Gus since he's here, and then we'll jump back to Merle and Violet. I don't think he would know, but
Hey Gus, would you know anything
Doesn't
about
hurt to
how to
ask.
get into Dad's office?
No.
okay.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Alright, well, I will spare you the loading screens and whatnot, so I'll just be showing you when I get there, talking to Merle and Violet. It's highly unlikely that she would know how to get inside the office, but it doesn't hurt to ask, I suppose.
Merle, can I ask you a strange question? And can you not tell Dad that I asked you this?
Well, sure, I guess.
Do you have the lost key to get into Dad's office?
Why do you need that?
Well, to be honest, I want to read part of his diary.
Oh, yeah, part of it's in there, but I've never read it.
So you do have the key?
Uh-huh.
You mean you saw the journal and you weren't curious even a little bit?
Not really. There was a lot of other stuff to look at. Like all of his books on birds.
How did you even get the key?
Easy. I was up early on a Monday morning reading a book so I could fill in the reading journal that Miss Prescott makes us do.
Merle.
Sorry, I just forgotten to read for an hour that weekend, and we have to write down the exact time we started and stopped and what we read about, so I couldn't just make it up. Anyway, I saw Dad come out of his office to leave for work. He closed and locked the door and tried to put the key in his back pocket, but instead of staying there, it slipped down onto the floor. It didn't make any sounds because the carpet muffled it. So I went to go pick it up. Bet you're all surprised.
I definitely am. I did not expect that. Of all the people, she has the key.
Well, yeah. I am surprised.
Oh yeah, I am so cool.
You know something? You really are.
She kind of is,
So,
yeah.
Can I have the key?
Yeah, sure. And you can keep it. I'm done playing spy. There's a knothole in one of the trees on the beach here. It's like the one that Scout and Jem find in To Kill a Mockingbird, which I actually liked reading. Gus let me take that book before he needed to finish it for school. Anyway, I liked the idea of doing things Scout would have done, so I put the key in the knothole to see if it would mysteriously disappear. But I've been checking all the time. It's still there.
Thanks, Merle. Seriously.
You could give me an extra dessert after dinner tonight.
We'll see about
Sure.
that.
Getting the office key has been added to the list. Alright, so let's...
I'm going to go, okay? But I'll come talk to you again later.
Now where is that tree? Is it over here on the shore or somewhere back? Let's I don't know. I don't think it's there, but still I would just want to check it out while I'm still here. Nothing here. Alright. Alright, so after actually reading my objective, I realized that it is on the tree. It is on the beach, in the tree somewhere. So I just missed it. There it is.
Taking random stuff out of tree knots. I guess this makes me Boo Radley. Well, sometimes I do feel like I'm living in a book.
Alright, well, I guess it's time we break into his office. Well, actually, since we have a key, I wouldn't call it breaking, per se, right? I wonder what we'll find in the room besides the journal. Could be a lot of stuff, maybe some incriminating evidence.
So messy.
Wow, it is. Look at this office. It's like tornado came through here.
I knew he slept down here, but I didn't realize he had just the one blanket. It's so thin.
This smells like Chinese takeout. Look, there's even a fortune cookie slipped down in the cushion cracks. Never get involved in a land war in Asia?
That's ridiculous. Alright, let's a lot of paper here. What is all this? A lot of making slide with variable impact. Nope. Not what we need. A bottle?
Risperdal. I've never heard of that before. I wonder if Violet knows Dad is taking these.
Kind of sounds familiar, but I can't remember what it's for.
There it is. Another part of Dad's journal.
I watch a lot of medical dramas, and you hear a lot of medical terms and a lot of drugs that they give to people, so kind of sounds familiar, just
Receipts
I can't place
from the
it.
dry cleaners, a coupon to the barbers, a list of overdue library books. He's had the complete single mother checked out for 3 months? Maybe they didn't have the complete single father.
And the
I haven't been in
painting.
here for so long that it just seemed like another place. Like stepping through the wardrobe into Narnia, but it's just a room.
I guess the phone is not here. I don't think it is. A letter. Whoa, this is... Whoa, hold on. Oh no. It's from Vivian. Did she leave a note that she actually said that she was gonna leave? I'm not gonna read through all that part, but I will definitely pause the video after this is recorded. Of course, you can do the same and just read through it. Papers. I click that. Okay, there's nothing more to this room. Wait, did I click on the book? Alright, never mind. It's nothing. Okay, let's see. Next to-do list, find Dad's phone. Alright, I gotta go back to Violet and ask her about the medicine we just found. I think it's like something for stress or depression. I don't know. does sound awfully familiar. I guess Violet will know that. There's nothing new to this location. No.
I have kind of a weird question. Have you ever heard of a drug called Risperdal?
Oh, so you took a look around the office. Read the journal he keeps on his desk. Pretty fucked up, right? I was waiting for you to do it.
Wait, you know about all this?
Of course. I've been picking the lock for months.
Oh, wow.
There are YouTube videos on how to do it. All you need is a $15 lock picking set from Amazon.
So it was you who picked the lock on that science teacher workroom that one time?
Yeah, that was me. I needed the answers to Mr. Stevens' chemistry quiz he was giving the next day, but I still failed it.
Back to the whole Risperdal thing.
Yeah, it's for schizophrenia.
Oh my god.
I looked it up.
Wait. You mean Dad has...
Well, I did not see that coming. Oh no. But it does make a lot of sense.
Actually.
I know. It was like a light bulb went on in my head when I first googled Risperdal and realized what it was for.
What is it for exactly? I mean, what does it do?
I don't know too much in the grand scheme of things. I'm no doctor, obviously, but I'll tell you what I'm sure of. Risperdal is an antipsychotic. That means it treats symptoms like hearing voices, delusions, hallucinations, scrambled speech.
I wonder if their mom left because of
All
that.
kinds of memories started seeming different when I was looking this stuff up. Like, remember when we were little? I was 5, maybe, and you were 6. And Dad wouldn't leave the house for a few days because he said everyone in town could hear his thoughts. That everyone would know what a terrible person he was. Mom finally took him to the doctor. She told us that Dad had a very bad fever and had hallucinated. That's called thought broadcasting, by the way. I read about it.
Okay, this is getting really interesting. Did he do something to her and not remember it? Oh wow.
Well, I guess the Risperdal hasn't always worked well for Dad. Because what he wrote about Mom being a swan lady, that's got to be a delusion.
Exactly. Although, it is strange for a delusion to last this long. I mean, when I was going through online message boards for people with schizophrenic conditions, I didn't find anything like this. Still, everyone is different. And what Dad wrote in that part of his journal can't be real.
It might be, but I don't know. Huh.
But he thinks it's real. You can see that, right? You can't blame him for that.
Understanding that and not blaming him for it are two different things. I understand, sure. I don't think I can just forgive him. I mean, if I were Mom and my husband started thinking I was a swan lady, I'd take off too. So,
Yeah, exactly, but
what are you gonna do now that you
is he
know all
hallucinating that, or is it real? Oh, I don't know. I kind of want to find evidence, but I don't think I'll find any. I mean, how do you do that? Prove something that nobody else has? He's a teenager, like, I don't know. I'm gonna confront him.
I'm going to confront Dad about it.
I thought you might do that. But wait, before you talk to him, I want you to have this. It's the key to the chest in his closet. You know, the one where we used to try and pry it open when we played hide and seek. The one Dad got so mad about us touching that he'd put us in timeout every time he caught us in there.
I remember the one. It was behind that panel. We thought it was a secret hideout.
He dropped this key on the back porch a little more than a year ago. It took me a week to figure out what it went to. God, I was obsessed with finding out what it unlocked. Then I realized When I looked, I found something in the chest. I showed it to Mom.
Oh, well, what? God, this is so confusing.
What did you find?
It was... You're not gonna believe me. Okay. It was a feather robe. Like the kind Dad described in his diary. Except I don't want you to take that as proof that it's true. It was just a robe. Beautiful, though. So intricate. I put it on before I showed it to Mom. I felt... Well, never mind.
So that's how the feathers got in the house.
It's gone. Wherever Mom went, I think she took it with her.
I wonder if it's hers.
How come you didn't tell me this before?
Honestly, I don't know. I could give you some the time wasn't right bullshit. I just didn't know how to say it. It was so strange what I found.
I'm going to go take a look. Thank you, Vi. This is all a lot to take in.
Definitely
I'm going
is.
to figure it out, I promise you.
I never doubted that for a second.
I'm really starting to think that he is definitely schizophrenic. I just think he might be right about this. I don't know. Fast travel home. Let's go to the kitchen. Alright, let's see. The room is over there. Oh god, I could have went to the living room instead. Much faster. I don't know why I always go around. Okay, so let's... Where's the chest? Behind this... The panel? What panel? Where is it? And this one? The painting?
I haven't been in here for...
No. I don't know. Let's see. What does this say? Check the chest in the back of the master closet. Oh, closet. Never mind then. You have to go upstairs. I thought it was inside his room. But I guess just I understood wrong. I'm over here. Master bedroom. There we go. Okay, where is the panel? There. Can I take it? Okay. Oh wow! Look at so many feathers. March 12th. What I did? Oh god. She forgives me. I can't. Oh whoa! I gotta read the whole page before I jump to any conclusions, but. That's about it. Can I pick them up? A bracelet.
Wait, is this Mom's hair woven into a bracelet?
What? Okay. That's about it. Only one objective left. Find Dad's phone. I think whatever evidence there is,
Lina.
it's gonna be on the phone. Okay, huh.
She was something more than human all along, wasn't she? I always thought, but I never had any proof.
I wanted to...
Now, though, I can put it all together. The feathers, the chest, the robe, they have a reason now.
Wait, please. Don't come to premature conclusions. This isn't the way I intended you to find out.
And what is the way?
Then how were you planning on doing it? Over coffee and pastries?
Don't mock me. This may be easy for you, but when I saw you kneeling in front of that chest, I thought my heart was going to stop beating. I was so suddenly afraid.
So did mine, when I first saw it.
Which was why I didn't intend for you to find out this way. And yet you knew, somehow, to look here. I can tell, and now this thing, this secret, I don't have to keep it from you. Will you at least tell me how you knew to look here?
Vi told me. She knew about the chest. She'd found it before Mom disappeared.
Your sister? So she knows that But how? I suppose it doesn't matter, does it? I'm beginning to get the feeling that the four of you understand more than I realized. You're very observant, all of you. I guess that should make me proud. I see you have my journal. Did you read it? All of it?
I didn't, but I'm going to, so I'm gonna just tell the truth.
Yes, I did.
At least you're honest about it. I don't think I can fault you for reading it. I would have done the same thing.
I want you to tell me. Here, now, without thinking about it or rereading the diary, what happened?
You have a
Okay,
right
here
to
we go.
ask that. But if you're hoping I'm going to recant what I wrote in that diary, you're mistaken. I'm not sure how aware you are of the way I've struggled all my life with my mental health. You probably knew, or guessed, that I was different from other children's fathers. But I don't know if you realized how different.
Well, I do know now.
I know I don't talk about it much, because I didn't want you to realize that your father once heard and saw things he couldn't explain. That he would sometimes become convinced of things that couldn't be true. It's been a lifelong process, working with therapists and trying different combinations of medications to try and treat my delusions, but I swear, it's manageable now.
Well, I don't believe him.
I always knew you understood the world differently, but it didn't bother me.
Thank you. That means more than you might realize. Lina, I want to ask you something now. I know we never talked about it. To be frank, I've never talked about it with any of you. But please tell me you believe I didn't harm your mother in any way.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, do I go with this option? I'm gonna go with... Okay, here we go.
Didn't harm her? No, you did, I think. You stole her robe. But I know you didn't kill her or anything.
I didn't mean that I never... All right. I understand your point.
She was a Swan maiden. Okay. Well, will she be getting back? That's now the question.
You don't
Will she
have
ever
to
return?
worry anymore. I understand what happened. She was trapped against her nature in a state of constant anxiety, and when Violet gave her the ability to go back to the way things were, she couldn't help herself.
So you believe everything I've said, then? You understand what your mother was, and what you are.
Well, what?
Yes.
Will you join her, then?
Can I?
I don't know, honestly. But you are your mother's daughter. You may find that you have the ability.
So it's passed down generations? Huh. I will definitely go and try and find her. If I'm the only one who can do that, I guess I could try. It wouldn't hurt. I don't know. This feels like the big choice to make right now. Okay, let's go and try and find her. At least say.
Then of course I'll try. I'll do whatever it takes to find her.
You could be gone for a long time then.
Yes. I know.
Then I suppose that now I can ask whether you'll ever forgive me for the way I've treated you and your siblings, for consistently hiding parts of my life from you and leaving the four of you alone so that I could retreat into my work, ignoring you when you needed me most. I was trying to think of how to have that sort of discussion with you, but I was too much of a coward to do it. Now that you forced my hand... No, I shouldn't say it that way. What am I thinking?
Dad.
Now that everything else is out in the open, I'm telling you, I want to do better. And I'm hoping you can forget about all the mistakes I've made.
Yes. I forgive
That's
you.
not even a question.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Lina.
To have a daughter is to spend the rest of your life yearning for the kind of closeness you shared when she was still inside you, when you could feel the flutter of her arms and legs, but you contained it. After Lina was born, I watched her learn to live without me. I felt caught between two opposing forces. One was the love I felt for her, and the other was the overwhelming desire I had to run barefoot out of this house all the way to the shoreline. Every year it got worse. I became trapped in this, my human body. Sometimes I wondered if the rest of it had been a long and vivid dream. I had been born a human like any other woman. Then Violet brought me my feathers, and everything came rushing back from where it had been hidden. Except that created a different kind of agony. I was back in the body I'd missed for 18 years, but my children couldn't follow me. Lina became more distant, more cut off from the world around her, but more observant. She became so much more like me. I wanted nothing more to tell her the truth. But I had been human for too long, and now I couldn't go back. But then, of course, she found out the truth all on her own. I shouldn't have worried. She chose to come with me, just like I knew she would. She'd had the ability to do it all her life. She just needed a revelation, something to show her she could. Now we fly together. Maybe one day we'll come back, but not for a long time.
Oh wow, that was great. I mean, so that the choice at the end was really an important one. Oh, wow, this in-game music is kind of loud. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking with me. It's been a lovely time, a short series, but I just had a great time playing this game. So I wasn't crazy or anything. It ended up that it is something magical, something mystical. She really was a swan lady, whatever that means, and I chose to go with her. So I really like the ending. You should definitely give this game a try. It is quite good. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short series, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.